Some people would rather hear lies from someone they like than hear the truth from someone they dislike.
Creationists, and in particular these two creationists, are the most pathetic, willfully ignorant toddlers imaginable. They pretend to debunk entire fields of science.
I know that for a fact!
Subscribe to Slambegat. I was watching Professor Dave dunk on a couple of Muslims who think the data that supports evolution by natural selection collected over the last 166 years was fabricated. And evolution science is a big con and scientists are grifters.
I want to learn everything.
You want to be a grifter?
Grifter. Yes.
Anyway, with the help of Ricky Gervais, I'm going to show why they're silly and wrong and mock their ideas for a bit while they pretend to debunk a whole field of science by saying it's fake.
Exactly. Fake. That's exactly the word I'm looking for.
So what is it that I'm trying to show here? Is when they do not have evidence for something, because they worship this thing as a religion. That's why I compare them with Christianity.
Or Islam, because that's a religion too.
Just saying.
They worship it to be a religion. And their idea and their understanding, this is like a religion. So if I don't have evidence for something that I already believe in, then I will make up evidence to support what I believe, okay?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
How a Muslim perfectly describes religious dogma without a gram of self-awareness that the Quran might also be a book of bullshit. Anyway, if you're comparing science with Christianity, which is a religion, then Islam, also being a religion, would be the same, right? So Islam, science, Christianity is all just made up bullshit.
Okie dokie.
It's fun to note, though, how science somehow created
planes, trains and automobiles,
batteries, smartphones, computers, the internet, lawnmowers, central heating, central air, medicine, sex machines, the printing press, GPS, the wheel, light bulbs, fridges, freezers, and everything else we take for granted. Also, as a religious person, I'd love to hear your experience with making things up to fit a belief you already hold.
If we don't have something, what do we do? Like the Christians do, some Christians, they make it up. It's the same idea with science. We don't have evidence for this idea. What we will do is that we will make up evidence for this idea.
If scientists are making up evidence, then how do you explain technology and medicine constantly progressing? Are they just really good at guessing?
Yes, that's right.
Also,
if scientists are just making things up, then how do they choose whose lie goes in the textbook?
You see my point?
You're saying thousands of independent scientists all over the world have conspired for 166 years to add lies to textbooks because evolution is actually fake. And what evidence do you have for this magnificent conspiracy?
Nothing.
If you're so confident scientists are making things up, then you should go to an island untouched by the modern world and technology with only the Quran to guide you. And once you find drinking water, you can show us how to build shelter and make hunting tools. And at night you can gather around a campfire that you can surely make and discuss all the fraudulent scientists you're so glad aren't around with their fake antiseptic lotions and plasters.
Question.
How long do you think it will take for your anti-science society to get back online so people can continue to mock your ideas?
2 weeks.
Anyway, a bit of logic from Ricky Gervais before Subboor makes a muppet of himself as well.
Science is constantly proved all the time. You see, if we take something like any fiction, in any holy book, in any other fiction, and destroyed it, okay, in 1,000 years' time, that wouldn't come back just as it was. Yes. Whereas if we took every science book, right, and every fact, and destroyed them all, in 1,000 years, they'd all be back, because all the same tests would be the same result.
That's good.
I don't need faith in science. I don't need faith.
Because they worship this thing as a religion. That's why I compare them with Christianity.
Try to accept that science isn't dogma. You're just stupid.
And this is super important, brothers and sisters. Nobody's coming to the evidence from a perspectiveless perspective.
Could you repeat that?
Nobody's coming to the evidence from a perspectiveless perspective.
Impossible, I'm afraid.
They already have it clear in their head that universal common ancestry is true. and therefore they are not objectively coming to this data.
What he just said is utterly vapid and meaningless, and he thinks it's super important. Surely the only way for a human to come to data without a perspective would be to have no memory, because memories hold prior knowledge, and prior knowledge is perspective. And you know what has a method to help reduce the effects of perspective?
Science, you crazy bitch. Yeah.
These guys believe in an omnipotent, omnipresent, all-powerful being that can do absolutely anything.
Anything.
Except a trillion years ago create a universe with some laws and begin the process of evolution by natural selection that resulted in us being here now. So, not all-powerful then.
Like the bloody video.